Honestly, let me start with this. Have you ever been in a relationship where, deep down, something just felt off, but you couldn't quite put your finger on it? Maybe he seemed perfect at first, charming, attentive, maybe even showering you with love bombing and promises of forever. But slowly, piece by piece, that perfect guy started pulling away, leaving you confused, doubting yourself, and constantly walking on eggshells. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. The truth is, emotional manipulation is one of the biggest hidden relationship problems women face today. And to be perfectly honest, it doesn't just show up in toxic relationships. It hides in situationships, modern dating, and even marriages that look good from the outside. The silent kind of hurt. You know what I mean? So today, we're going to break this down. I'll share 5 signs he's emotionally manipulating you, backed by love psychology, and real relationship advice, and more importantly, how to break free and start moving toward healthy relationships that you actually deserve. 1. He uses love bombing, then pulls away. Here's the thing. A lot of emotionally manipulative men don't start by being cruel. They start by being perfect. They'll sweep you off your feet with love languages you've been craving, endless texts, surprises, "You're my soulmate," after 2 weeks. That's love bombing. While love bombing you thought you were special, right? He was doing same to 2 others. Attention is his dark therapy. Take my friend's story. Let's call her Maya. This guy she met online sent flowers to her work after only 2 dates. At first she thought, wow, finally a man who communicates. But then, just as quickly, he started pulling away. Suddenly the good morning text stopped. He started breadcrumbing her, giving just enough attention to keep her hooked but never enough to feel secure. And when she asked, "Hey, what's going on?" he made her feel needy. Classic gaslighting. The psychology behind this? It's control. He creates a high, then takes it away so you chase it. That's not love. That's manipulation. Oh my God, he plays the victim to avoid accountability. If I'm being honest, this one makes my blood boil. A manipulative man rarely owns his mistakes. Instead, he flips the script. You call him out for ghosting you after an argument, and suddenly you're the problem for being too sensitive. It reminds me of Sarah, who went through marriage counseling with her husband. Every session, he'd twist her words. She'd say, "I feel like you don't listen to me." And he'd respond, "Well, maybe if you communicated better, I wouldn't ignore you." See that? He shifts blame, making her doubt her own emotional intelligence in relationships. That's gaslighting 101. And let me tell you, it's dangerous, because over time, you stop trusting your own feelings. 3. He controls through silence and distance. Now, I could be wrong, but I think this is one of the sneakiest manipulation tactics out there. The silent treatment. Or, in modern dating terms, emotional unavailability. You're upset, and instead of talking it through, he withdraws. He stops communicating in relationships. He pulls away, maybe not all the way ghosting, but just enough for you to feel desperate. And then you end up begging for scraps of attention, just to feel like you're not crazy. Long story short, this is how attachment styles collide. If you have an anxious attachment, his avoidance makes you cling harder. And the more you chase, the more power he has. But let us be real here, communication in relationships should never feel like chasing someone who doesn't even want to talk. 4. He undermines your confidence. This one hits deep. A manipulative man chips away at your self-worth until you forget who you were before him. I'll give you an example. Lisa, one of my coaching clients, was told by her boyfriend that she was lucky to have him, because no other man would put up with her moods. At first, she brushed it off as sarcasm, but over time she stopped setting boundaries in relationships because she believed him. That's the thing about manipulation. It doesn't always come as screaming fights. Sometimes it's tiny comments, repeated enough that you start to doubt your value. And when your confidence crumbles, he gains control. 5. He creates chaos, then plays hero. You wouldn't believe what happened next. A manipulative man will often create drama, then swoop in like the savior. Picture this. He flirts with another woman in front of you. You call him out. He storms off, disappears for days, maybe breadcrumbing you with mixed signals. You're losing your mind, wondering if the relationship is over. Then he comes back with flowers, an apology, maybe even plans for the future. Suddenly, he's the good guy again. That cycle? That's manipulation. Chaos keeps you hooked because your brain gets addicted to the highs and lows. It's the same reason toxic relationships feel so hard to leave. How to break free now? Let's flip this. Because I don't just want to talk about the problem. I want to give you real relationship tips on how to fix a relationship dynamic like this. Or better yet, walk away from one. Trust your gut. If something feels wrong, it probably is. Love psychology teaches us that your intuition is a survival tool. Set boundaries. Learn how to set boundaries in relationships and stick to them. Boundaries aren't walls. They're doors. Rebuild self-worth. Use self-reflection, therapy, or even marriage counseling if you're committed. Remember your love languages and what makes you feel seen. Watch his actions, not words. Emotional manipulators often say the right things but never follow through. Seek support. Whether it's trusted friends, a counselor, or an online community like this channel, don't face it alone. At the end of the day, healthy relationships are built on respect, open communication, and emotional intelligence. If he's gaslighting, breadcrumbing, or making you question your worth, that's not love. That's manipulation. And you deserve better. So let me ask you this. Have you ever felt like a man was playing mind games with you? Maybe ghosting you after love bombing, or making you feel crazy when all you wanted was honest communication? If you have, drop your story in the comments. I want this channel to be a safe space where women can share, heal, and support each other.